Jason, there's quite a few little ones here, but there's one here that I know you're going to love. So someone at the beginning was like, please talk about how you determine the value of a job, hourly, monthly amount of VFX, like so your rates. It's always a hard topic, but I knew when I saw it came in, I was like, I'm going to ask Jason that one.
I suppose you have to look at on a job by job basis, and you weigh up. I mean, you first of all, you look and see exactly what work you need to do within the commercial, what the VFX are. You kind of time it out and give yourself a schedule. This is how long we've got to do the work. This is how much work we've got to do. This is how many people we might need to get working on that job. And then you create a budget, you put in a price to do it, and they turn around generally and say, well, we have this much money. And then I suppose it comes down to a certain amount of negotiation, and there generally is a little bit of negotiation, but it's kind of how much you want to do that job.
Right. And have you ever I'm sorry to ask you, have you turned down jobs?
We've certainly. I mean, we've had jobs where the demands of the job were such that the people in the company would be run ragged,
right,
doing the
and
job.
Your culture's not.
And it was just like there's. I think first and foremost, the company is about the people there, and if you're abusing the company, you're abusing your people. You're effectively shooting your own company in the foot, so to speak. So we certainly have turned work down because we respect our employees too much.
Yeah.
But
I've actually heard that from other smaller companies as well. Yeah. I've heard that chime through, and it's really it's really beautiful thing that that's what it is, because it is. It's like, and one of the questions was, about like how do you keeping that strong sense of teamwork at Finish. I mean, someone actually is like, I'm going to leave and come to London and work at Finish.
But like always looking for new cops.
Right. But yeah, it's I mean, I've known you for donkey's years, and like there's just such a nice vibe in that in your studio.
I think, as we sort of said before, we do try and involve people in decisions. Yeah. And
I think that's the most important. It's the decision is about the people that work there and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there are financial considerations to make, but it's all about your people.
Right.
Really.
But it's really important.
I think the thing is it's I don't know how to say this, but there's always in all creative environments, there's always, the push there's always a little bit of friction thing, but I think it's really good if you can have that and come out the other side and go, but we're still friends.
Yeah.
So I think it's sort of, it's nice if people can be honest about how they feel and not then be shot down for that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's, I don't know, Kaylee, what do you think?
Yeah.
We just have a bit of a laugh at times.
But also the fact that you've been like nurtured up. I mean, that
Finish was the first company that I worked for, and I don't think I would.
She will never leave. She will never leave. But you feel that sense of sort of being part of that whole thing.
Yeah, it's like everyone's friends. It's just a really good answer.
It's that whole thing of like a family sort of situation, and with that there's elements of dysfunction and elements of real beauty, right?
Yeah. I think that'd be fair to say.
Right?
But in a good way. Yeah.
In a really good way. No, for sure. So I'm going to ask this question. This one actually, I've popped it in for Kaylee. I mean, I've got some questions, but I don't know whether we're going to have time. How does the workflow differ between CG and Nuke to CG and Flame? Hashtag TF sessions. That one's for Kaylee. That's come to you, lady.
I think the workflow, Nuke works really well with CG. And so the workflow, especially with this project we're doing at the moment, which is CGI heavy, it's been quite an easy workflow to do, and I can set stuff up in advance for when we're dropping in the CG, and it works.
There's-
I don't
mean,
know what to say
I
about
mean,
the flame
basi-
side.
Yeah. I suppose
I mean, you could, you know,
from
yeah.
a flame
For
side,
flame, yeah.
they don't particularly talk to each other, so you have
Yeah.
to force them to talk. So, you can't pull ups in setups or anything. You can only really take image sequences
Yeah.
from nuke into flame, and so there's very little cross pollination between flame and nuke. But CG and flame, there is a little bit, but it's not as at the moment it's not as well thought out and connected as nuke and CG stuff.
I hope that answered.
I mean, I go. It's funny. I go down into the CG department quite often and have a look, and I've noticed more often than not they're actually working in nuke rather than. Obviously, they're doing their work in Houdini or Softimar or Maya or whatever they're using. Sorry, whatever they're using. But so often I'm down there and I see them actually working in nuke rather than in the 3D software. And it's probably a testament to the internet interconnectivity between the two software.
Yeah. Also, I was going to ask you, where's your go-to? Because you did a lot of training online. Like, because when we met, God, when did we meet? At the beginning of this month. And you were like saying about the training online. Like, where's your go-to place for that? Do you have a specific place that you go to?
No. There was CMI VFX. That one, I've used that a few times. More recently, I've been using the Foundry for more specific things. I think there was a turning point when I understood like pre-mults and alphas and getting my head around that, and as soon as that happened, I think the progression has just gone a lot quicker, a lot faster.
No, that's really cool. That is really cool. So I'm gonna end with one question to all of you. So and it's come up, I hear it all the time when I'm out and about. Where do you see the industry being in the next 5 to 10 years' time? Where do you see VFX, your line of work, being?
The crystal ball.
Right, the crystal ball. I mean, obviously, there's going to be the whole thing with the tightness on budgets and and we know all of that.
I think there's. I mean, I think what slightly just going back. I mean, the move to data a few years back happened like that, which was, quite a massive change. So in terms of that side of it, I don't think there's anything major, but I think, there's obviously a lot of talk of different formats like 4K and 610,
8K,
a million K.
It's like a million K,
to virtual reality. And, so there's a lot of people excited about virtual reality at the moment, and a lot of VFX companies have got departments up and running already, and are shooting stuff. So I think whether that's that's obviously games. I think that's going to be a massive part of the gaming industry. In terms of commercials, I'm not sure, but in terms of all sorts of marketing of all sorts of products, I think that might be quite big, and that would filter into probably some of the work we would do. I
think we're able to be more creative. I think there's there's a lot more post companies actually being involved in productions and actually doing productions now than there ever has been. And again, I hate to come back to the budget money thing, but I think agencies will look sometimes and go, well, we've got clearly talented creative people here. Do we need to go through the regular channels? Or and you look at some of the big companies, they've got big production companies that are billing more money than the other production companies, the most successful production companies in London. So I think that's definitely going to happen. People, whether people still want to work for big companies, seem to be getting even bigger, and the larger companies are being run by bigger companies you know, somewhat removed from the day-to-day job that they're doing. What effect that's going to have on the industry, I don't really know. But I mean, hopefully it will be good. But you know, I think when you have financiers running companies, is never a good thing. Yeah. Personally, but I would like to think that there's some integrity of people wanting to work with smaller companies still. Yeah. And maintain that. Yeah. You know, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, and I mean, do you have any thoughts and feelings on it at all? Like
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Katie's just like, give me more new.
Give me more. Yeah, keep that's working. Why. I can totes do that. Yeah. So. And just there was just two fun questions that I do have to ask, because I'm sure they'll be upset if I don't. Someone's just put Kaylee, who has the best tattoos at Finish. I was spying them from over there. I was like, that's so badass.
Someone else at Finish might have an issue with that.
Really? They haven't seen Justine's tattoos.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jason, what's your favourite whiskey?
Oh.
I don't know if this is an in-joke and someone that you know.
No, I don't really drink that much whiskey.
No.
But I do have a bottle of Delilah whiskey, and my daughter's called Delilah, which
nice.
I haven't actually opened. I've got one at work that I haven't opened. But yeah, I'm not a massive whiskey.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether this is. I'll show you the person afterwards, just in case it is like an inside joke.
Right. Okay.
The last one that we do have to end on, which I actually said as a joke in rehearsal. Yeah. Justine, where did you get your necklace? It wasn't me. Someone else has asked it right at the beginning. I showed Sophia.
I did see you giggling. And
I was just like, that's awesome. That is brilliant.
Oh, well, my friend Rosie's going to be very pleased, because it's actually a lovely Tatty Divine piece.
Can be bought online.
Can be bought online at tattydivine.com, I guess. So yeah, well, that's really sweet.
I honestly, I was just like, that is so funny. That is so funny, because that was our joke question. Oh my God! Right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming over and doing this. That was really awesome. And like, you know, there's some really exciting times ahead for you guys, and I just, you know, I'm just stoked. So, round of applause for our lovely guests. Thank you. And this will be up.
Team Foundry.
Yeah, this will be up online as well. Hi, sorry, I never look. Never look in the cameras. I'm like, where I've taken my glasses off. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you found that fun as well, and informative.